So, hi there everybody. Here we are a couple of days past surgery. I'm at Kurt's house. I've been here, I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Tuesday. And I think I got out of the hospital on Sunday, but I'm not entirely certain. It has been quite an ordeal. It's interesting. My body doesn't hurt nearly as much as I thought that it would. Obviously, my neck hurts quite a bit, but I had thought that I'll show you the incision here. This is the incision site right here. And I had thought that that was going to hurt way more than it does. The incision is as long as the bandage, and they cut that, and then they took the esophagus and they moved it over here. And then they opened up all the musculature with this big thing so that they could get to all these vertebrae right here, because they needed to pull all of the disc material out of those vertebrae and replace it with two discs that are about that thick by about that big around out of my hip joint, my iliac crest joint, which is... And then, so I have a big surgical site on my iliac crest too. But you know what the really cool thing is? Like the raddest part of this whole thing is that they, hang on, hard to do with one hand, is that they filled the surgical site in my hip with sea coral. Yep, totally, it's true. So guess what my next tattoo is going to be? Oh yeah, I'm all excited. Ethan and Bodhi are drawing pictures of it for me right now as we speak. I am unfortunately having a really hard time staying awake. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be for me to stay awake, because when I was at the hospital, I was on some really good drugs, I guess, at the hospital, and we took several long walks the day after surgery, and the day after that, and so I felt like, wow, this is a little bit painful, but it's going to be fine. I'm going to be able to just walk around and I'll get back in shape, and over time things are going to be fine. And today I kind of hit my first day that is, well, it's been less than peachy, let's just put it that way. It was very difficult. I spent a little bit of time crying, and more just because I feel kind of useless. I feel a little bit like I'm a burden on Kurt. I'm sort of crashing at his house, and I know that it's hard to have somebody who's really demanding, sort of laying around being like, feed me Valium. So I'm trying really hard to be as self-sufficient as I can, so that I learn to be self-sufficient, but still ask for what it is that I need. And I do have to say that my friends have been really incredible. They've been coming over and visiting for, just 5 or 10 minutes, which is about all I can handle. Hang on, I gotta fix this. And Weems came over and we went for a walk all the way out to Aspen Meadows, which was really great. And we looked at all of the wildflowers, and in the week that I've been inside, all of the leaves are turning all over Aspen, and so that's really beautiful to see, and I'm really grateful to get to go see that. And today I just slept. I did nothing other than slept. I tried to watch a movie. I'm trying to watch The Deer Hunter, trying to write a blog post, trying to answer some email, and none of it is happening. As soon as I look at any characters on my phone or my keyboard, I'm just totally asleep. And then, of course, I'm even falling asleep. Here's a little extra information. On the toilet, which is kind of funny. It's not something I ever expected to have happen, but I'm just physically exhausted, and so I do tend to just lose consciousness sort of randomly. So Kurt's kind of driving me around, and I'm doing my best to stay awake. So we went over and we saw Ethan and Bodhi in their karate class, and Tom was there, and Janice was there, and it was good to see everybody. And the kids are like, "Wata, wata, yes ma'am," and so that's really good for them. And then Janice has really done an amazing thing, where she's an organic vegan chef, and she can also make food for people that eat meat, but she's put together a little menu for me of nutrient-dense foods that speed healing, and she brought over today some, like, cabbage rolls with, I don't know what all was in them, carrots and amazing things, and she did some green juice, which was really good. I drank like a quart of green juice, and so I felt really grateful for her for that, and for not having things like cookies and ice cream and stuff like that in the house, because I know that I would eat them, and I feel really healthy right now, aside from this issue in my neck. And the issue in my neck is a little bit scary, because it feels like I can feel where those 3 vertebrae are smashed together. And I haven't had a chance to take a look at the picture yet, because I can't read it on my computer. But I know that Kornman said that the disc between C5 and C6 he thought was about that thick, and it had been completely herniated and smashed by the time that they got to it. And there were all kinds of bone spurs in it and everything like that he was not expecting to see. So the surgery ended up being a little bit longer than they expected it to be, while they like took the Dremel tool and were like and ground out all that internal stuff inside there. So one of the most amazing things was that I woke up able to do this, which is not something that I could do. My pinch strength had gone away completely. That's why I had to stop working as a therapist. So the saddle joint, which is this joint right, I'm not very good at this. This joint right here is still weak. It still collapses a little, but it used to collapse completely. This joint I can keep strong. See how it stays out like that? It used to totally go in. So my hands are already getting stronger, and I hope that they will fully recover. I don't really have any idea what the prognosis is for that strength. I still have some severe weakness in my shoulder, raising it up above my head, and I still have some pain down the left side of my spine and musculature down there, which makes me pretty tired. But all in all, even with the pressure of having 2 huge pieces of bone from my hip literally hammered in between the space of the vertebra where the soft disc goes, and have them screwed together with titanium plates, it already feels better. So he did an amazing job. And here's a big shout out to Darren, my man, who is one of the caseworkers there at the hospital. He was incredible. He came in all the time just to check on me and see if I need anything and make sure I was smiling and feeling good. And I'm really impressed with Vail Valley in general and Kornman's team. There were like, out of the, 20, 25 people that rotated through caring for me for 4 days, there were 2 people who were a little bit kind of like, you guys aren't like the coolest people ever. But everybody else was so amazing that it was like, I would give them a home run, and probably give those 2 other people like an excuse that maybe they'd had a bad night. I'm really grateful for the amazing care that I got there, and for how good I felt when I came home. So it threw me a little bit today to not be out and around. I didn't walk except for to go to karate, and I'm still in bed, and I'm still ready to go right back to sleep right now. I miss writing. I have a lot to write about. I have a lot of stories I'm thinking about. I have a lot of fiction in my mind right now that I'm really excited to play with, and I guess I'm just going to have to be patient. So Kurt is being very patient with me being here, and my friends are being very patient with the fact that I need to go out and take walks and be present with them, but that my body is so unpredictable right now. It's just very difficult to tell when I'll be able to walk and for how long. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's being so amazing, and thank you to Janice for making me food, because it's a huge difference to have someone who can make you food that you know is going to help your body heal. I would be living on pita chips and freaking hummus if it wasn't for her. And then the last thing I wanted to say was thank you to O2, the yoga studio, and Holly over there, who offered up their Pilates studio, and my friend Jen, who offered up some Pilates instruction to try and get my core strong. Before I went in, I felt very strong, even though we only got to do a couple exercises, and I'm excited to get back at it as soon as my neck is able to be stable enough to be moved. My next plan is to go into Arjuna Yoga, where I've been invited very graciously just to go be in the hot room. So once these sutures heal, I'm going to walk down there, lay in the hot room, not do any of the postures, just lay there, and then walk back home and go to bed. And slowly over time, I think that this is going to aid me in my healing, and I feel really positive and grateful for all of the support from the people that have been through this before me, and who know how incredibly frightening it is, and who know how incredibly depressing it is, and who know how empowering it is to be on the other side. Like, it's over, it hurts, but I'm healing, and I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to all of them, and I'm grateful to all of you guys. So I will try and keep you updated as much as I can, and love to all of you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Huh.